Hello, and welcome to this video, which is all about free and paid tools that will help you grow your online writing business. My name is Zulie Rain, and I create videos all about how to grow your blogging empire. I use every single one of these tools on a weekly, if not daily basis, and they come to you honestly recommended. Tool number one is going to help you grow your creativity. So to help improve your creativity, I'm going to recommend a free tool called Google Docs. You may be familiar with it already. I like Google Docs for 3 reasons. Number one, it's accessible. If you have an internet connection, you can get a Google Doc on your phone and start typing away. I will often be about to fall asleep, on a walk with my cats, doing the dishes, and I'll have an idea for a blog post, or I'll have a brainwave on a client piece that I've been struggling with. I go to Google Docs and I put it there. Number two, it's agnostic. No matter where that piece is going, I can use Google Docs. I can use it to send a link to my clients. I can use it if I'm gonna copy paste it and post it into my Squarespace blog. I can use it if I'm gonna copy paste onto Medium. I can use it right then and right there, and I know that it's gonna be able to find its format eventually. It's sort of format agnostic, which makes it a great tool to use as your home base for all your writing needs. And number 3, it has a very neat tool I use that I don't see a lot of other people using called voice to text. I like to write the way I talk. It makes it more conversational and it helps me structure my thoughts too. So I was blown away when I discovered the voice to text tool in Google Docs. It lets you talk and then it just transcribes it.
See how easy it is to use? ? I love this tool! !
I found the typo rate to be minimal, which was good. There were some things I had to fix, but overall it was a really user-friendly experience and it made me so much faster at writing. I use Google Docs for my own blog, I use it for client work, I even use it for all my invoices and to organize my invoices. Google Docs is the best. Number 2, let's talk about professionality. I make typos. I'm embarrassed to admit it, but I do. Like most other humans, sometimes my fingers get away from my brain and I end up writing something that makes no sense or has the T in the wrong place or whatever. Now, even though my clients understand that I'm human and I make typos, they can't help it. When they see an email that has 1 or 2 or 3 typos in it, they are going to think more negatively of me. That's why for professionality, I recommend the free tool Grammarly. Again, it's a common one, you may have heard of it. I love Grammarly for a lot of different reasons. First of all, it's free. Second of all, again, you can use it on pretty much anything. I use it on my Medium docs, I use it on my Google Docs, I use it on my tweets. Mostly I use it on my emails, and it also offers a bunch of suggestions to tighten and improve my writing, which is always great. So that's why number 2 on this list is Grammarly. Number 3, organization. Quick confession, I used to be an analog woman to my dying day, I assumed. But then I recently ran out of space on my notebook, and I was like, well, I need to buy a new one before I have time to go to the journal shop or whatever. What can I use in the meantime? And as I found, as my clients were stacking up and suddenly I was getting more assignments and more freelance writing clients and I had my own stuff going on, I was finding that flipping back and forth on a journal page wasn't really cutting it for me anymore. So for tool number 3, organization, I'm going to recommend a tool called Taskade. In the few weeks, I think I started using it like, I don't know, a month ago or so. In the few weeks I've been using it, it has taken over my organizational life. I use it for everything. I use it for my day-to-day stuff. I use it for my weekly to-do list. I use it to keep track of all my clients, the work I have to do for them, the invoices that are due, the invoices that I need to make, all the notes I have. Everything to do with my professional life now lives on Taskade, and it's been amazing since then. One feature I particularly like is the ability to add deadlines to tasks, which is amazing. It's really, really user-friendly and intuitive, and I haven't gone back since I started using it. I have my journal on my desk for moral support, but I don't miss it. I'm better organized now, and that's the truth. Number 4, research. The research tool I'm gonna recommend is Listly. Listly is a web scraping tool. You're wondering, why do I need to scrape the web? The web doesn't need scraping. You're wrong about that. If you've watched any of my live writing videos, you'll know that a lot of what I do is actually research-based. I look at the Medium tag pages to understand what my audience wants and how I can give that to them. This comes down to looking at what publications they're reading, what titles work really well on them, what sort of images are appealing to them. That's the content, that's the data that helps me write pieces that reach my target audience and ideally go viral. That's what I want, and that's what I use Listly for. So I used to do this all manually, which was a huge pain in the ass, and then I found this Chrome extension that you can just set to basically scrape all that for you. and then spit it out into a Google spreadsheet so you can analyze it at your leisure. It's very user-friendly, it's super easy to use, and I can't recommend it highly enough for getting to know your audience a little better using data. Number 5, finances. Oh, finances are always such a weird one for me to discuss. As a freelancer, I have always over 10, usually between 10 and 15 income streams, and I don't even know how many different expense streams. It's different every month, and that's why the tool you use has to be really, really good at helping you keep track of that, because if you're not doing that, you're blind to what both the past and the future holds for you, and it's gonna make tax season a hell of a lot more difficult. Nobody wants that. So that's why for the financial tool, I recommend Excel. You have to pay money for Excel, that's the downside. It's a paid tool, but it is worth it for me. I love Excel. I use it every week to do my financial budget. As freelancers, we don't really have the luxury of just keeping an eye on our bank account and seeing if it's going up or down. You have to be better. You have to keep a good look at what's actually happening behind the scenes. Excel is the best way to do that. Number 6, let's talk about branding. So let's say that somebody were to Google your name. What's gonna come up? That is your brand. Now, if you don't have a website, that can be anything. The Google algorithm will decide what shows up. However, if you do have a website, you control how your brand looks. Your brand is an extension of who you are, and it's how people decide if they like you, if they trust you, if they're gonna pay you, how much they're gonna pay you. So to control your brand, I'm going to recommend a tool called Squarespace. I think I pay about $100 a year, maybe more, maybe like $150 to maintain my domain name and the business plan that I'm on. I found it really easy to set up. I've tried Wix, I've tried WordPress, didn't love either of them, to be honest. Squarespace was the easiest for me. Number 7, audience building tool. It's slightly different from your brand. So if you're an online creator, you have the opportunity to grow your audience using a newsletter. And the newsletter tool I'm gonna recommend is ConvertKit. First, a quick aside, you should be growing your audience. Even if you have 10 people on your newsletter, that's amazing. That's 10 people who have signed up to say, yeah, I wanna hear from this person. What they have to say is awesome, and I'm into that. Those 10 people are very, very important, and they're very valuable to you. They're gonna give you such great feedback on what you do and how you can help them, and they're also gonna be really interested in helping you in return. I recommend ConvertKit because it's free at the basic tier, and ConvertKit they make it so easy to do that. They have a tip jar, they have a way that you can sell digital content, they have a way you can sell consulting services, they have paid newsletter options. ConvertKit is the best for monetizing your email list, and that's why I recommend them. I pay about $100 a month for ConvertKit. It's one of my biggest business expenses, and it is worth every penny to me. All right, number 8, let's talk about inspiration. So as a content creator, as you're posting stuff on the internet, you think a lot about your output. You think about stuff that you're giving your clients, stuff that you're posting on your blog, stuff that you're writing for your audience on Medium or wherever. You think less about your input, but humans are a product of their environment. The tweets we read, the news we consume, the YouTube videos we watch, everything affects how we think about the world, how we think about issues, and how we write. You can't control that fact, but you can control your environment. And that's why I recommend using a free, totally free app called Libby. Libby is a library app, so it's connected to my local library. I got a library card, I put it into Libby, and now I have, I don't know how many books on my shelf. I read an unbelievable amount of fiction, but it doesn't matter if you want to read fiction, nonfiction, if you want to read magazines. I love having the opportunity to cultivate what I'm putting into my brain as a way to help me with what I put out of my fingers. It's all part of a cycle. Don't fool yourself, but do cultivate a good learning environment for yourself. And number 9, I want to end with a way to grow. So no matter where you are in your writing journey, there's going to be a point at which you plateau. You can't figure out how to get to the next step, how to get to the next client, how to get the next reader on your blog. And the answer is SEO, or search engine optimization. Every day, I don't even know how many billions of searches there are on Google, but Google has all that information, and that means that they can give it to you for free using a tool called Google Keyword Planner. This video is too long for me to include a whole tutorial on how to do SEO, but I've done a video on it. I highly recommend it. It's not easy, but learning SEO is easier than you think, and using Google Keyword Planner will help you get there, and it's free to use. All you need is a Google account. For example, last week I created a video and a blog post about writing income streams. That idea did not come to me out of the blue. I did research and I learned that people were searching for that online, and looking at the content that was cropping up, I knew I could do a better job of serving that content to them. I created a video and a blog post to address those needs, and I got that keyword idea by using Google's keyword planner. It's great. I can't recommend it enough. Those are the 9 tools that are going to help take your freelance writing business to the next level. I cannot recommend any of these enough. They're all honest recommendations. I use, like I said, every single one of these on a weekly, if not daily basis. The money I pay for them, if any, is very well justified. And if they're free, all the better. If you have any questions, or if you have any tools that you'd add or any that you'd take out, let me know in the comments. I answer every single one. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you want to see more, please feel free to subscribe. And until then, I will see you in the next video. Happy writing.